Hey everyone, welcome back to Feel English Podcast. Today we're talking about something small but super powerful, gratitude. You know, that warm feeling when you really appreciate something or someone.
Yeah, gratitude isn't just about saying thank you. It's about feeling thankful even for little things, like when your friend helps you move a heavy box or when the sun finally comes out after a rainy week.
Exactly. It's like a quiet happiness that comes from noticing what's good in your life. And before we dive deeper, quick reminder. If you enjoy practicing English with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with a friend.
And tell us in the comments, what's one thing you're grateful for today? We'd love to read your answers.
All right, let's get started. So, Jake, when you hear the word gratitude, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
I think of slowing down and saying, hey, life's not perfect, but there's still a lot to be thankful for. It helps me stay grounded.
I love that. You know, many people think happiness comes first, like when I get what I want, I'll be happy. But often it's the opposite. Being grateful makes you happy.
That's so true. I once heard a quote, gratitude turns what we have into enough. It's simple but deep.
Yeah, and it's a great phrase for our listeners. Turns what we have into enough. It means when you focus on what you already have, you stop feeling like you're missing something.
I used to rush through my day always thinking about what's next, more work, more goals. But when I started practicing gratitude, even for small things like my morning coffee or a nice message from a friend, I felt calmer.
I can relate. For me, gratitude feels like taking a deep breath. It reminds me to appreciate life right here, right now.
Yeah, and that's what we'll talk about today, how gratitude can show up in little things and how it can make a big difference in your everyday life.
So let's move to that. Small things that bring big feelings.
You know, Anna, when I first started practicing gratitude, I thought it had to be something big, like getting a promotion or going on vacation. But actually, the small things matter most.
Totally. Like this morning, I was walking to the bus stop and a little kid smiled at me. It was such a tiny thing, but it made my day brighter.
That's a perfect example. Sometimes we overlook simple joys, a warm shower, clean sheets, or even the smell of coffee. They seem ordinary, but they can change how we feel.
Exactly. There's this phrase I like. It's the little things that count. It means the small, everyday moments often mean more than big events.
Yeah, and I think gratitude helps us notice them. Before, I'd eat breakfast while scrolling my phone. Now, I actually taste the food, enjoy it, and feel thankful that I even have it.
That's mindfulness too, being present in the moment. Gratitude and mindfulness really go hand in hand.
Definitely. One time I was walking my dog after a long day. I was tired, kind of grumpy. Then I noticed how happy my dog was, wagging his tail, sniffing everything like it was the best day ever. And suddenly I thought, wow, maybe I can be like that too. Just thankful to be here.
That's such a cute story. And it's real. Gratitude doesn't need to be complicated. It's just about paying attention to what's good around us.
Right. Like even now, sitting here, recording this podcast, talking about things that make us happy. I feel grateful for this moment.
Same here. And I think that's a beautiful way to start building a more positive life by seeing value in ordinary things.
So, maybe for our listeners, here's a small challenge. Today, notice 3 little things that make you smile. It could be the sound of birds, your favorite song, or a text from a friend.
Great idea. And write them down if you can. It helps make those feelings stronger.
Coming up next, let's talk about how gratitude can actually become a daily habit, especially in the morning.
Yep, the best time to start your day with a thankful heart. So Jake, you mentioned turning gratitude into a daily habit. I'm curious, what's your morning routine like?
Honestly, it's pretty simple. Before I even check my phone, I take 1 minute to think about 3 things I'm thankful for. It could be as small as, I slept well, I have hot water, or my family's healthy.
That's awesome. And I love that you do it before checking your phone. That's probably the hardest part for most of us.
Yeah, because once you open your phone, it's like, boom, messages, emails, notifications. Your mind gets busy right away, but gratitude slows things down.
Exactly. I do something similar, but I write mine down. I have a small notebook, my gratitude list, Every morning, I write at least one new thing I'm thankful for. Sometimes it's deep, like I'm grateful for my parents' support, but sometimes it's just I'm thankful for my cozy blanket.
That's great. Writing helps make it feel more real. Actually, that's a good phrase for our listeners. To make it feel more real, it means to turn a thought or idea into something you can really feel or experience.
Yeah, and it really does, because when I look back at my old pages, I can see all those little good things that happened. It's like a collection of happy memories.
I love that idea. A gratitude journal is like a happiness diary. You know, I once read that starting your morning with gratitude can change your whole day. Your brain starts focusing on what's right instead of what's wrong.
That's so true. When you start your day with appreciation, everything feels a little lighter. Even if something stressful happens later, you don't get upset as easily.
Yeah, gratitude gives you emotional balance. It's like building a small shield around your mind.
Nicely said. So maybe we can suggest this to our listeners. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone or rush to work, take 1 minute to think of 3 things you're thankful for.
Or write them down like Anna does. Try it for a week and see how it feels.
Coming up next, we'll talk about how gratitude isn't just for mornings, it also makes a big difference at work or school.
Yeah, saying thank you can do more than you think.
So, Anna, I've been thinking. People usually say thank you at work or school, but sometimes it feels automatic, you know? Like just manners, not real gratitude.
Yeah, I totally get that. We say it out of habit. Thanks for the email, thanks for helping, but we don't always feel it. Real gratitude is when you actually notice what someone did for you and mean it.
Right. There's a big difference between thanks and, hey, thank you for staying late to help me finish that project. It really meant a lot. The second one feels genuine.
Exactly. That's a great point for our listeners. Genuine means real or sincere, not fake. So when you thank someone genuinely, people can feel it.
I remember one time at my old job, I had a coworker named Mia. She always helped me fix small tech issues like printer errors or emails not sending. I usually just said thanks quickly. But one day, I told her, you know, Mia, I really appreciate how patient you are when I mess things up. She smiled so big. After that, we became closer.
That's such a nice story. Gratitude builds connection. It's like emotional glue between people. Once, I thanked a teacher after class for explaining something again, and he told me that almost no one ever says thank you to teachers. It really surprised me.
Wow. Yeah. I think gratitude makes people feel seen and valued. It's the same with little things, too, like thanking the person who makes your coffee or the security guard at your school. Those small moments matter.
Definitely. There's a phrase, a little kindness goes a long way. It means even small acts of kindness can make a big difference.
And I'd say gratitude is a kind of kindness. Doesn't cost anything, but it changes how people feel around you and how you feel inside, too.
True. Gratitude at work or school creates a better atmosphere, more trust, more teamwork, less stress.
Yeah, everyone wants to feel appreciated. When that happens, people are happier to help each other.
So, whether you're at the office, in class, or just out getting coffee, try to express gratitude with meaning. Look the person in the eye, smile, and say it from the heart.
Nicely said. But what about when things aren't going well? Can we still feel grateful when life is hard?
Good question. And that's exactly what we'll talk about next. So, Jake, you just asked something really important. How can we still be grateful when life gets hard? Because let's be honest, it's easy to feel thankful when things are going great. But when life feels heavy, not so much.
Yeah, totally. When you're stressed, tired, or something goes wrong, gratitude can feel far away, but that's also when it helps the most.
Exactly. Gratitude doesn't mean pretending everything's perfect. It's more like finding one good thing, even in the middle of the mess.
That's a great way to say it. I remember last year, I lost my job. At first, I was angry and scared, but after a few weeks, I started to notice little blessings. I had more time to rest, spend time with my family, and rethink what I really wanted to do. That experience changed me.
Wow, that's powerful.
So you turned something painful into something meaningful.
Yeah, and that's what gratitude can do. It doesn't remove the problem, but it helps you see it differently.
That's a good phrase for our listeners. See it differently. It means to look at a situation from a new, more positive angle.
I like that. For me, gratitude helped a lot when I was dealing with stress at university. I was studying too much, barely sleeping, and comparing myself to others. One night I wrote in my notebook, "I'm thankful that I still have energy to try." It sounds small, but it gave me hope.
That's beautiful. Sometimes gratitude isn't about joy, it's about strength. It reminds you that even in bad times, there's something inside you that keeps going.
Yes, exactly. Gratitude helps you stay calm instead of falling into negative thinking.
And when you look back, those hard moments often become the ones that teach you the most.
Yeah, pain can become your teacher if you let gratitude guide you.
So maybe for our listeners, next time life feels rough, pause for a second and ask, what's one thing I still have that I can be thankful for? It might surprise you.
I love that, because even a little gratitude can light up a dark moment.
And next, we'll talk about expressing that gratitude, not just feeling it inside, but actually showing it to others.
Yep, turning feelings into actions. That's where it gets really meaningful.
So Anna, in the last part, we talked about feeling grateful. But now I think it's time to talk about showing it, actually expressing gratitude to others.
Absolutely, because sometimes we feel thankful inside, but we forget to say it out loud, or we assume people already know.
Right, but hearing thank you can make such a difference. Like my friend helped me move apartments last month. Afterward, I sent him a short voice message. "Hey man, I really appreciate your help today. I couldn't have done it without you." He told me that message made his whole day.
That's such a nice thing to do. It reminds me of something I started recently. I write little notes for people, sometimes just a post-it saying, "You did great today," or "Thanks for being awesome." It's simple, but it really brightens someone's mood.
That's awesome, and that's a good word for our listeners. Brighten someone's mood means to make someone feel happier or more positive.
Exactly. And expressing gratitude doesn't have to be words either. It can be actions, like helping your parents with chores, cooking for a friend, or giving a small gift.
Yeah, or even just listening when someone needs to talk. That's a powerful way to show you care.
One time my friend was going through a tough breakup. I didn't know what to say, so I just brought her some snacks and watched movies with her. Later, she told me, "You didn't try to fix things, you just made me feel cared for." That felt really special.
That's perfect. Gratitude isn't about big gestures, it's about being genuine. When you express it, you make people feel seen, and that's what we all want, right?
Definitely. And here's something interesting. When you show gratitude, it also makes you feel better. Scientists say it releases feel-good chemicals in your brain, like serotonin and dopamine.
So it's good for the person you thank and good for you too. Win-win.
Exactly. A win-win situation. That's a great phrase too. It means everyone benefits.
So maybe we can challenge our listeners again. Today, express gratitude to one person. Send a message, write a note, or just say something kind in person.
Yes, don't just think it. Say it. You never know how much it might mean to someone.
Coming up next, we'll talk about how gratitude actually affects our mental health and why it's one of the simplest tools to feel happier.
Can't wait to dive into that. So Jake, you mentioned something really interesting, gratitude as a tool for mental health. I think that's one of the most powerful parts of this whole topic.
Yeah, totally. Gratitude isn't just a nice idea, it actually changes your brain. I read that when we focus on what we're thankful for, our brain releases chemicals that help us feel calmer and more positive.
Right, like serotonin and dopamine, the feel-good chemicals. They're the same ones that help fight anxiety and depression.
Exactly. I remember during lockdown, I was feeling really down. Every day felt the same, and I couldn't travel or see my friends. So I started a small gratitude habit. Every night, I'd write one good thing that happened that day. Sometimes it was as simple as, I cooked a nice meal, or I video called my mom. After a few weeks, my mood started to change.
That's amazing.
Gratitude really helps us notice what's working, even when life feels stuck. I had a similar experience when I was stressed about work. I started saying out loud, I'm thankful for this moment. I'm learning something new. It sounds silly, but saying it helped me believe it.
I love that. It's like training your brain to look for the good instead of the bad. There's a phrase I like, what you focus on grows. It means the more attention you give something, the bigger it becomes in your mind.
That's perfect. So if you focus on problems, they grow. But if you focus on gratitude, happiness grows instead.
Exactly. And it's not about ignoring pain or pretending everything's fine. It's more like giving your mind a little light when things feel dark.
Yeah, gratitude brings balance. You can still feel sad, but it helps you not get lost in that sadness.
And over time, that changes how you react to stress. You become calmer, more patient, and more hopeful.
You know, I read that people who practice gratitude regularly sleep better too, because they go to bed thinking about what they appreciate instead of worrying.
That's true. It's like ending the day with a peaceful heart.
So, for our listeners, if you ever feel anxious or low, try this. Before sleeping, think of one thing that went well today. It could be small, like, I had a nice chat with a friend. Just one.
Yeah. One small thought of gratitude before bed can lead to a better tomorrow.
Speaking of different ways to express gratitude, next we'll take a trip around the world to see how other cultures say thank you. That sounds fun, and I bet we'll learn that gratitude is truly a universal language.
So Anna, I love this next part, gratitude around the world. It's amazing how every culture has its own special way of saying thank you.
Totally. I actually used to live in Japan for a few months, and people there express gratitude in such a thoughtful way. The Japanese word for thank you is arigato, or more politely, arigato gozaimasu. But it's not just the words, it's the attitude. They bow slightly when saying it, showing respect and sincerity.
That's beautiful. It's like the body language adds extra meaning. I remember when I visited Brazil, people there often say obrigado if you're male or obrigada if you're female. But what stood out to me is how warm and expressive they are. They smile, sometimes even hug you. It feels really genuine.
Yeah, gratitude in Brazil feels full of energy, while in Japan it feels calm and respectful, both beautiful in their own way.
It's interesting how the same emotion, gratitude, looks different but means the same thing everywhere, appreciation and kindness.
Exactly, and I think that's what makes gratitude so universal. No matter where you're from, saying thank you connects people. Even if you don't speak the same language, a smile or a simple gesture can say a lot.
Yeah, I once got lost in Thailand and a local woman helped me find my way. I didn't speak Thai, so I just smiled, pressed my hands together, and bowed a little, kind of like their greeting, why. She smiled back, and I could tell she understood my gratitude.
That's so sweet. Sometimes words aren't even needed. Gratitude is a feeling people recognize.
That's right. It's like a bridge between cultures. It reminds me of this phrase. Kindness is a language everyone understands.
Oh, I love that. It fits perfectly here. Gratitude really is that universal language. One word, one gesture, one small thank you can make the world feel smaller and warmer.
Totally. And maybe that's something our listeners can try too. Learn how to say thank you in another language. It's a simple way to show respect and connection when you travel.
Great idea. And speaking of daily life, in our next part, we'll share easy and fun ways to practice gratitude every day, no matter where you are.
Yep, simple habits that can make a big difference.
So Jake, now that we've talked about gratitude around the world, let's bring it back to everyday life. How can we actually keep this feeling alive day by day?
Yeah, that's the challenge, right? It's easy to feel thankful when something nice happens, but keeping that habit takes practice. For me, I try to add gratitude into small routines, like brushing my teeth or walking to work.
Really? How do you do that?
Well, when I brush my teeth, I just think, I'm grateful I have clean water. It sounds simple, but it reminds me how lucky I am. Or when I walk, I notice things I like, the fresh air, the sky, people smiling. It makes the day start better.
That's so nice. I think building gratitude into your routine is the key. For me, I like ending the day with reflection. Before I go to bed, I ask myself, what's one good thing that happened today? Sometimes it's something small, like finishing my to-do list or eating my favorite meal.
That's a great one. I've heard some people keep a gratitude jar. Every time something good happens, they write it on a small note and drop it in. Then, at the end of the year, they read them all.
Oh, I love that idea. That's a great phrase for our listeners too, gratitude jar. It's a simple way to collect happy moments over time.
Yeah. And when you're feeling low, you can open a few notes to remind yourself of the good things.
Another tip I like is saying thank you out loud more often, not just to people, but to life. Like when something nice happens, just say, "Thank you, universe." It sounds funny, but it changes your mindset.
I do that too sometimes, especially when I find a parking spot easily. Thank you, parking gods.
See, even humor can be part of gratitude. It keeps things light.
Yeah, and gratitude isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
So, to our listeners, try choosing one small gratitude habit today. Maybe write one thing you're thankful for, say it out loud, or help someone without expecting anything back.
That's perfect. And once it becomes a part of your routine, gratitude slowly changes how you see life. More peace, more patience, more joy.
And speaking of that, our last section is all about what it means to live with a grateful heart. Not just practice it, but truly live it.
Can't wait to wrap it all up on that note.
So here we are, Anna, our final section. We've talked about what gratitude means, how to practice it, and how it shows up around the world. But now comes the big question. What does it mean to live with a grateful heart?
That's such a beautiful question. For me, living with a grateful heart means carrying that feeling everywhere, not just when things are easy, but also when life gets messy. It's about choosing to see the good even when the bad is louder.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mindset, not just an action. Gratitude becomes part of how you think, speak, and react to things. For example, when something goes wrong, instead of saying, "Why me?" you start asking, "What can I learn from this?"
Exactly. That shift makes a huge difference. I used to think gratitude was only about saying thanks, but now I see it's also about trust. Trusting that life is teaching you something in every situation.
That's deep. You know, when I think about people who seem peaceful or joyful, it's not because their lives are perfect, it's because they practice gratitude daily. It gives them perspective.
Totally. And I've noticed that the more grateful I am, the less I need to compare myself to others. Gratitude makes you feel full, not lacking.
That's so true. And it connects back to that quote we shared earlier. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. It's simple, but it really sums it up.
Yeah, gratitude is like a quiet strength. It doesn't shout, but it changes everything. How we see ourselves, how we treat others, and how we move through the world.
Well said, Anna. And I hope our listeners feel inspired to bring that mindset into their own lives, starting today.
Me too. Because when you live with a grateful heart, every day feels like a little gift, even the ordinary ones. You know, Jake, after talking about gratitude for the whole episode, I feel lighter, like my heart's smiling.
Same here. It's funny, just talking about gratitude makes you feel more grateful.
Yeah, and that's the magic of it. Gratitude grows when you share it. It reminds us that even small moments can bring joy, peace, and connection.
So to everyone listening, thank you for being here with us. We're truly grateful for your time and your energy.
And remember, real English and real happiness come from connection, not perfection. Take a moment today to say thank you to someone, or even to yourself.
Beautifully said, Anna. Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you next time on Real English Talk.
Bye for now, and stay grateful.